Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Dr. Nick Kennan of Inner Rhythms Chiropractic, and I want to welcome you back to the second part of your life equals your spine. And what that means is that your life events, present and past, show up in your spine and your present day experiences and help define the outcomes and the experiences and the endeavors that you currently find yourself in. Oftentimes people don't realize that how they view the world and how they relate to it is 100% dependent upon the tone of the spine. And so if someone sees things as black and white, good and bad, they're very inflexible and rigid to how they deal with life and people, that's an indication that they have a high degree of spinal tension and tone. So it goes to say that the more flexible our spine is, the more flexible our perspectives are and how we can relate to life and how we can dance with life. And when we do that, we can keep our joy and our level and our energy up. And when that happens, guess what? The body is in a healthier, happier state. So it's not just always that we need to treat it physically, but also look to see how do we raise the energy? How do we raise the emotions? How do we raise the mind of the person, the spirit of the person, so the physical body follows it? So the second part is what we're going to be discussing is the middle of the back. All right. And as you can see here, I listened to your input and we got some more color going on. So, just some highlights of ones that I'm going to be talking about. When we're looking at, this is looking at from the back, here's the neck, the shoulders. So you can see here the red ticks across the shoulder. Oftentimes when we carry burdens or we carry heavy thoughts or bleak outcomes, we have like the weight of the world on our shoulders, like Atlas is carrying the globe. That is indicating that there's a high degree of tension in the shoulders. Typically this person will have their head forward and their shoulders and their traps will be very, very tight. Be present to what you're thinking about and where you're putting your mental energy, because where your thoughts go, energy follows it. All right? And when tissues become tight and tense, if you look at the word emotion, it means energy stands for E and motion stands for movement. If things are very hard and compressed and tight, typically there's a condensed, compressed experience going on in that area. And so when we have tension in the shoulders, there could be someone who's giving their power away to some story, like it's never going to get any better, or I have to do everything to get it done, or everybody, things are irritating me, or I just can't enjoy myself for this, that reason or the other. So these areas are an indication of that. When there's tension on the lateral neck, this is like, let's say there's an accident and you brace yourself and you're like, oh, if I can just control my experience, the impact won't be as great. So similarly, if someone has tension across here, they could be resisting life. They could be pushing against it, pushing away from it. And when they resist energetically to their experience of what's going on, tension will build here. And that'll create a very tight neck. Again, from part one, that'll decrease the ability to express yourself authentically. When we look at here where the green line is, ticking across the shoulder blades and across the shoulders, what that is satisfaction, feeling whole and complete, feeling enthusiastic, feeling, feeling really excited and feeling like things are moving in your favor. If you don't feel that way, tension can build up here, and that upper heart center can get very tough and rigid. And again, that will feed those stories of whatever could be troubling you. As we move down towards the center of the heart center, this is your ability to let how juicy, how exciting, how amazing can life be? How amazing can this moment be? Now this moment is eternal, this now moment. As we know, future and past are really an illusion. Things will happen, but we never ever step outside of this moment. But if our mind goes in the past or the future, that's usually where fear and guilt are. And that will lower our energy state, our head will move forward, and that will cause this area to tighten up. So we can explain that physiologically, because as the head goes forward, it weighs an additional 10 pounds. And some people's heads are weighing 50, 60, 70 pounds when they should be weighing about 12 to 15. So that does have an impact on the tension and the structure of those muscles, because they have to play a bigger supporting role now than what they were designed for. And those tissues get hard. And as we drop down here, where the X is in this green tick, this is self-worth, self-love, self-appreciation, self-acceptance. Oftentimes life, growing up, going through school, whatever it may be, people will say things and then our mind grabs a hold of it and we make it mean the world. It soon defines us. and that is malarkey, hogwash. We are much more than those experiences. However, the mind is so punishing. We love to punish ourselves, and tension can build. There's so many times where I just put my hand on someone's T12, T11 area and just tell them how beautiful they are, how amazing they are, and just breathe that truth in. And just by touching and acknowledging those things, that spine will just often explode and move and twist, and then all of a sudden this warmth will surge through that area. So just some hallmarks of this. T3, which is right about where the shoulder blades, top of the shoulder blades are, that can be conflict in work. So often my practice members tell me about how stressful work is, or how there's different bosses or different different harmonics between coworkers that is just horrendous and very stressful. So that could show up there. Also, right below that is home conflict. Then people, after they get beat up at work, they go home and they have stress at home. It's like a 1-2 punch. It's never ending. T5 is like a dream reality conflict. They just can't see how their dreams can come true in reality. Like it's just never going to happen for them, or they give their power away to that story. As we drop down to T6, that could be an old family foundation issue where maybe a parent was abusive, or there's conflict or infidelity between parents. There's divorce, there's just a stressful situation that can really wrench the heart center up. And then again, as we drop down to the lower, it's unworthy. You can take this a step further by checking out a book by a very talented young lady. Her name is Yvette Rose. She produced Metaphysical Anatomy. And then she does a free guided healing session.com. This is where you can actually explore and introspect and write down ways that you can heal from these wounds yourself. It doesn't cost anything. It's on YouTube. She also has a website, but I encourage you to check her out just as an additional resource to take it to the next level. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Dr. Nick Kennan of Inner Rhythms, and we will be covering part 3 next time and beyond, and I'm excited for it. So I hope you tune in. Take care and have a blessed day.